Hello, Todd Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here is your weekly market report. What a week. Well, it started out last Friday or Thursday. The cattle on feed report came out Friday afternoon and showed larger placements than what was anticipated in feedlots. That news, along with probably other world events and a little bit of volatility in meat prices, caused the futures to just spiral down. The futures usually are there for future contracts and don't have or shouldn't have anything to do with the cash market, today's cash market. But it's kind of flip-flopped. I think the tail's wagging the dog or the cart's ahead of the horse. And it seems like whatever futures does, or whichever way futures move, has a bearing on what cash prices are. Live cash prices at livestock markets like Okeechobee livestock markets and other markets across the country. So I don't think fundamentals have changed. I think there probably are more cattle on feed than they thought because of drought conditions. Just talked to Alan Lewis, back from Kansas this week at his wife's 50-year anniversary homecoming at Okeechobee High School. Karen McGee Lewis visited with them, and even where he lives in Kansas, he says they're hauling water to cattle. And there's lots of places it's hard for us to believe, but are really in a bad drought. And I know that a lot of these cattle do go to feedlots. Because they can survive in a feedlot. It's very costly, but if you don't want to sell off your cows, you can take them to a feedlot and they'll give them feed and water and help them live until conditions change. So I think that probably had a lot to do with it. Right here at Okeechobee, these front end calves are selling really good. Just ask Cap Kane, Bar Crescent 3, and these guys that are selling these good calves, man, they're bringing good money still. So yeah, I think it maybe this market just kind of went up really fast, and it just put dollars and dollars and dollars on for weeks and weeks and weeks until it reached a point where it just wasn't sustainable, maybe. And a little bit of news that comes out, well, placements are higher, there's more cattle. Just any kind of negative news like that will impact the market. The calf prices were probably $4 to $8 cheaper. Some of the other markets in Oklahoma, I heard a report this morning that calf prices were off $15 to $20. And we're talking 6, 7, 800 pound yearlings, $20 off of a price on a 600 pound calf that's a lot of money, 120 bucks. So, but it's still high. It's at a high level, maybe a little cheaper, but everything's still selling pretty good. Slaughter cows and bulls were off a little bit too. I hear that this is the time of year up in the northern states where a lot of culling is going on. A lot of cows are coming to town up in the northern tier, so there's a larger supply, I guess. And even our runs here at Okeechobee and over in Arcadia and the other markets are having good runs. This is the fall of the year, and these are the biggest runs that we typically have during the year. And it's pressure on prices when you have a large supply. There was some news too that I don't know if you guys heard or not, but the governor of the state of Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, stood her ground with foreign ownership of land in her state of Arkansas. There was some land owned by the Chinese company that basically the people were hooked up in with the Chinese People's Republic or whatever. They're tied right into them, and the communist China. And so she said, no, we're not going to have that here. And so she just pulled the plug.
Today, we are acting on that law. I'm announcing that Syngenta, a Chinese state-owned agrochemical company, must give up its land holdings in Arkansas. Syngenta owns 160 acres in northeast Arkansas, which it uses primarily for seed research. The company that owns Syngenta, Chem China, is also on the Department of Defense's list of Chinese military companies posing a clear threat to our state.
She just, hey, that's farmland, and foreign ownership of farmland, to me, is homeland security, and we're trying to preserve and protect our food and our citizens and our country, and she stood her ground. Good for her. I know there's some legislation too here in Florida about owning land, foreign ownership of land, especially around air bases, military bases, government-owned facilities that we don't need other countries owning land near those things, even near our schools or our hospitals. So somebody's got to start it. Maybe she did, and maybe it'll catch on through the whole country, and we'll kind of get back control of our land that grows our food. Another topic that's going on right now too is you'll hear a lot about is the cell-based food that's grown on a petri dish, and how it's trying to make a market for this fake meat. And there's also discussion about how to even label that meat. Where are you going to put it? You're going to put it in the meat section? Are you going to put it in where the dairy products are? Are you going to put it where the canned food is? You're going to put it in the ice cream section? I don't know. There's no place for it, but somebody's got to label it, and they're calling it cell-cultured meat. It's not meat. But that brings up the topic of labeling, and if you're going to allow cell-based meat on the shelf, then you better let the consumers know what it is. And if you're going to go that far, then go ahead and take another step and label products that are from the USA or elsewhere or from anywhere. Label the product.
Meat?
If there's no difference, just tell us. Let us make the decision. It's like we should have some kind of informed consent in America.
The cultivated meat is grown in steel tanks using cells that come from a living animal, a fertilized egg, or a special bank of stored cells.
That's right, lab-grown meat has been cleared for sale in America. The current sad state of supermarket chicken is likely the fault of industrial agriculture. As Mary's Health reported, the spaghetti meat chicken occurs because the breast muscle tissue doesn't receive enough oxygen from chickens' developing circulatory systems. Muscle fibers degrade, which then changes the density and texture of meat. One country has already taken steps to prevent fake meat from infiltrating the market. Italy has become the first country to ban synthetic food and meat.
We think products from labs don't guarantee quality or well-being. And we say with pride that it doesn't guarantee the safeguarding of our culture and tradition.
If everyone is concerned where their chicken is coming from, I suggest you start ordering direct from a farm. You want to support local farmers.
And this cell culture stuff it's nasty. People eat it and then they go throw up. And it's disgusting.
Various TikTok users have posted videos of their grocery store and butcher shop purchases that look less like chicken in the traditional sense and more like, well, layers of meat Frankenstein together. And that's not the only unappetizing element to this chicken's appearance. Social media users have described the meat as stringy.
So I just want to know one thing. Why does this chicken look like this?
What are they giving us? What are they feeding us? I will not be eating any more chicken.
But there's people out there. I know JBS has poured, I don't know, $50 million into the facility to get in on the ground floor, the groundbreaking floor of this new product, and they're just getting in line with that just the same way they did with the plant-based food, and that lasted for a little bit and now it's gone. And so these are things that we have to deal with in our business, but everybody knows that it's just hard to beat that good ribeye or that or that T-bone or that sirloin steak or whatever your favorite cut of meat is. I don't know how you're going to replicate that, but there's people out there trying to do it. Appreciate you guys responding to our survey. Last week we talked about should we make some kind of a regulation or mandate that packers need to buy on a negotiated cash price a certain percentage of their product every week. And you guys responded very positive that we need to do that because they're slowing those chain speed down. Their inventory is lower, but yet they can control input and they can control the throughput and the end product, which that way they can maintain price levels that they want. And boxed beef prices now have bottomed out and turned the corner, and they're well over $3 a pound, $3.04, $3.05, and it's going up, and they're just limiting product. So yeah, okay, thanks for responding to that survey. If you don't like it, let us know. If you do, let us know, and we'll keep getting these messages out there to you. As far as the calf market, it was lower, but they were still selling good. We had some calves, quite a few calves in the 5-weight range. The net average weight was 525, and they dollared out at $2.38 a pound, which is still really good. And the 583 weight, that was from 550 to 595, averaged 583. The average price for that class was $2.23 a pound. So there's nothing shabby about that, even though the prices were a little bit lower. And cows were off a little bit too, but they're still bringing good. Those medium cows, they're around, they weigh in from 1120 to 1400 pound cows. Had a pretty good bit of them. Average net weight of $12.96 at $1. That's not bad. 44 head of the leaner, thinner cows that are probably going back to grass. They were selling pretty good too. The net average weight of 969. Now these are big frame cows that are just thin. 969 pound thin cow brought 76.42. That's not bad. Those cows will stay out there and get fattened up and probably come back on a good cow market here in a month or two from now. We'll have that holiday slaughter cow sale, slaughter only sale there right around Christmas time, and that'll be a pretty good time to sell some cows if you've got any. We do have another bull sale coming up Friday, the Sutphen bull sale. It's a different breeds of bulls. I think there will be 3 or 4 different breeds. There'll be Red Angus bulls, there'll be some black bulls, there'll be some Charolais bulls. So if you haven't got the bulls that you need already, come see us Friday. The sale will start at 1 o'clock. There'll be some good bulls here. There should be one for everybody. So come on up and see us if you need a bull. That's this Friday at 1 o'clock. Our high prices for the week. The top calf price was from Victoria Ranch right here in Okeechobee, just north of town. And they had listen to this, a 245 pound calf that brought $3.92.50, $3.92.50, weighing 245. So it may be a little lower and prices may be off a little bit, but that dollar's out pretty good for a little 245 pound calf. And the calf was bought by Bob Harrington. Bob, hope you're doing well. Speedy recovery to you and Deb. On the slaughter cow side, we had 1,190 pound cow that came from Tim Daniels. And he's not new to this list. He's been on it several times. But 1,190 pound cow that brought $1.04, and that cow was bought by Florida Beef. That's your market report. Thank you.